Now we will discuss about the vertical motion. In horizontal motion there was only a one force and it was a resistive force due to the air. Okay. But along the vertical, when object is moving vertically, let's say it is moving vertically upward, then there will be two forces that are going to act on that object. So that two forces are, first force is a force due to the resistive medium. So the force due to resistive medium that we already discussed, that is F is directly proportional to minus mv. This is nothing but we have already discussed these things, right? So this is first force, and when object is moving vertically upward, there is second force which is nothing but the gravitational force that is going to act on the object. You all know about the gravitational force. We have already discussed this in first lecture. So gravitational force is calculated as F is equals to minus mg. Negative sign indicates it is in downward, in the downward direction. Gravitational force always at downward, so we are going to take it as negative. So there are total two forces acting on the object when our projectile is moving vertically. We are taking simplest case, that is vertically upward direction. So when projectile is moving vertically upward direction, we will have two forces. Let's say now total force is we are going to take as Fy. So total force Fy will be first this force. Now we have simplified in this lecture itself that F will be equal to minus kmv. That is our equation 2. Okay. So here we are motion is along vertical, that is our y-axis, right? So we will use suffix y. Now Fy will be, let's say first force is our resistive force, it will be minus km, velocity will be along y direction, and second we are having gravitational force which is minus mg. Okay, let me call this as equation 9. Now here again we are going to use Newton's second law. F is equals to ma, that is m-a-y. Now acceleration is along which axis? Y-axis. So let's substitute this acceleration as dvy upon dt. So what we will get instead of Fy, we can write m dvy upon dt equals to minus km vy minus mg. Right? Now if you observe, throughout there is m which will get cancelled. So we will get dvy upon dt equals to minus k vy minus g. Now if we took negative sign common, okay, take minus sign common, you will get g plus k vy. I am writing this term first and then remaining. Okay. So this is dvy upon dt. If you took this t on RHS, what you will get? dvy equals to minus g plus k vy into dt. We are following the same procedure that we have already followed for horizontal motion. Now what is next step? What we did in previous horizontal motion, for horizontal motion we integrate this equation, right? So let me call this equation to integrate. Now see here you are having vy and again here also you are having vy. First we have to rearrange this and then we will integrate. So by rearranging, take this term on LHS, you will get dvy upon g plus k vy equals to minus dt. Say this is equation 10 and now integrate this equation 10. Okay. So by integrating what we will get? Just integrate this. Again here 1 by x. Integration in the form of 1 by x is nothing but ln x. So here this is our x. Okay. So what will be integration? ln g plus k vy. Now here we are having vy and integration is also with respect to vy. So we have to divide by the derivative of our this term. Okay, that will be total integration. So what will be derivative of this term? It will be here, this is 0. In derivative with respect to vy will be 0 plus kvy. Derivative of vy will be 1. So what will remain? K. So I have to divide by k. Okay. So this is total integration of this term. Right? And now on RHS, here what will be integration of dt? T only. Okay. So let's take constant of integration as C3. Let me call this as equation 11. Now what is next step? We have to calculate this constant of integration. How we have calculated this? By using what? Initial condition. By using initial condition. So what is initial condition now? By applying the initial condition or boundary condition, we will get value of C3. So what will be initial condition? At t equal to 0, what will be our Vy now? What is initial velocity? Vy naught. So put in equation 11. This is our equation 11. So put in equation 11, you will get what? Now wherever you are having t, put 0 and instead of Vy, put Vy naught. Okay. ln of g, put in 11. Okay. K plus k v, now here y naught upon k equals to put t as 0, that is only we will get C3. Now this is value of C3. Now you have to put this C3 in equation 11. So put value of C3 in equation 11. So what you will get? Now we have to put this C3 over here. Let me write equation. What we will get? ln g plus k vy naught upon k equals to minus t plus, now C3 is again ln of g plus vy naught upon k. So if you substitute value of C3 in equation 11, you will get this equation. Okay. So if we multiply throughout this equation by k, what you will get? Multiply to whole equation by k. K will get cancelled. Here we will get k. So ln of g plus k vy naught will be equals to minus kt plus ln of g plus vy naught. Now let me again rearrange this. Take this term on LHS. You will get ln g plus k vy naught minus ln g, here it is vy. Okay, sorry for this. In equation 11 you are having here vy. So ln g plus k vy minus this term ln g plus k vy naught is equals to minus kt. Make this correction. Here there is no naught in equation 11. This is our equation 11. Let me show you this equation. We have put this C3 in equation 11. Okay. By substituting these values, we are getting this equation. Okay. Now, again we will use property of log. Log A minus log B is nothing but log A upon B. So I can write ln g plus k vy upon g plus k vy naught equals to what? Minus of kt. Now what is next step? What we did for horizontal motion? We take anti-log. Taking anti-log. Okay, by taking anti-log, what we will get? Here log and anti-log will get cancelled. So g plus k vy upon g plus k vy naught will be equal to here anti-log, that is e raised to minus kt. Now again rearrange, take this term on RHS. You will get g plus k vy equals to e raised to minus kt into g plus k vy naught. Okay. Now what is next step? What we did in next step for horizontal motion? Simplify this. Now I am going to take this g on RHS. First multiply by e raised to kt to this term. You will get g e raised to minus kt plus k vy naught e raised to minus kt. Now take this g on RHS. You will get k vy equals to, here it is plus, so when it goes on RHS it will become minus. So this is our next step. Okay, just take g. Now k is here multiplied, take it on RHS or divide throughout equation by k. What you will get? Vy equals to, divide this to RHS, you will get g upon k e raised to minus kt minus g upon k plus k and k will get cancelled. So only v naught y naught will remain. Okay. Now if you observe this, in this equation there is g by k in two terms. Now if you take minus g by k common, I will get, this will become minus and this will become plus. So 1 minus e raised to minus kt plus v y naught e raised to minus kt. I have taken minus g by k common from both sides and I have written first positive term, that is 1. Now let me call this equation as equation 12. If here, what is next step? You have to put dvy as dy upon dt, that is definition of velocity is nothing but rate of change of displacement with respect to time. So I will get dy upon dt is equal to, now we have to take integration. Our next step is integration. So we have to again take this form itself. So we will get, multiply this or write this step again. So g by k e raised to minus kt this will become plus, right? Minus minus plus, minus g upon k and here vy naught e raised to minus kt as it is. Now what we have to do? We have to take this dt on RHS. If you took dt on the RHS, you will get, let me write. So we have to take dt on RHS. So by taking dt on RHS, you will get dy equals to, now I am going to write this term first. Okay. First I am going to write vy naught e raised to minus kt into this dt. Okay. Next I will write this term, that is middle, g by k into dt, and last g upon k e raised to minus kt into dt. What we did? We taken dt on RHS and I have just take third term at first position and first term on third position just for sake of simplicity. So if I integrate this, so by integrating this, you will get, you have to solve these integrations. Now you already know that integral e raised to minus kt dt is nothing but e raised to kt upon minus k plus c. We are going to take this common constant as C4 now. So here integration dy is what? Y equals to Vy naught is constant with respect to dt. So Vy naught into this integration is nothing but this. So you have to take this as e raised to minus kt upon minus k. Minus g by k is constant into integration dt is t plus g by k is again constant, and what will be this integration? Again use this formula. So you will get e raised to minus kt upon minus k into, now the constant of integration total overall I am writing as a C4. Now if you simplify this, here minus k into plus k, it will become minus k square. So let me write this step again in simplified form. So here you will get minus v naught upon vy naught upon k e raised to minus kt, okay, minus g upon k into t. Here again minus g upon k into k square e raised to minus kt plus c4. I am calling this as equation 13. Now what is next step? Next step is finding constant of integration C4 by using initial condition. We are using same procedure throughout the derivation. Okay, for horizontal motion we have used same procedure. Here also we are following the same procedure. So what is initial condition? We are going to take this part very quickly because this procedure is repeated again and again. So initial condition at t equal to 0, this y will be 0, that is displacement will be 0 when time is 0. So put this initial condition in equation 13. You will get, put here instead of y 0 minus Vy naught upon k. Now here t equal to 0, e raised to 0 is nothing but 1. So only this term will remain minus. Now here t0 means this term will become 0. So no need to write that term. And what is remaining? This term. Here again e raised to 0 will become 1. And only this term will remain, that is minus g upon k square plus c4. Now if you rearrange this, take these two terms on LHS, we will get C4 equals to Vy naught upon k plus g upon k square. This is value of C4. Put this in equation 13. What you will get? So let's put this value in equation 13. You will get y is equals to minus Vy naught upon k. Observe this equation. I am putting this C4 in equation 13. E raised to minus kt minus g upon k t minus g upon k square e raised to minus kt plus, now this C4 I am going to substitute Vy naught upon k plus g upon k square. So this is very long equation. We have to just simplify this. So observe this term and this term. Here g upon k square is common, right? So we can take g upon k square common, and I am going to write these two terms first. Means I will take g by k square common from these two terms, this term and this term. So what will remain? Here minus sign. Here 1 plus 1, so I will write positive term first. 1 minus, what will remain here? E raised to minus kt. Now there is simplified, we have simplified these two terms, only these terms are remaining. So let me write those remaining terms as it is. This term minus g upon kt and plus Vy naught upon k. Again now if you observe this term and this term will having Vy naught common. So take Vy naught common from these two terms. This is remaining term. So write this term as it is, g upon k square into 1 minus e raised to minus kt. Now I am going to take Vy naught upon k common. Vy naught upon k common. What we will get? Write plus first positive term 1 minus e raised to minus kt. And this is remaining term g upon k into t. Now, if you again observe these two terms, here this 1 minus e raised to minus kt is again common. Now, in next step, what we have to do? We have to take 1 minus e raised to minus kt common. So, just take e raised to 1 minus e raised to kt common. You will get y is equal to, take this term common. So, what will remain? That is 1 minus e raised to minus kt into g plus k square plus Vy naught upon k minus g upon k into t. What we have did in this equation? We have taken this term common and I have written remaining term here. So this is simplified form. In next step, we are going to substitute value of Vy naught. So what is value of Vy naught? In previous lecture only, that is initial velocity component along y-axis, which is u sine theta. We know this, right? So put this value, put in above equation. We will get y equals to 1 minus e raised to minus kt into g plus k square plus, what is Vy naught now? U sine of theta upon k minus g upon k into t. Okay, so let me put this equation in a box. This is very important equation. This is equation of motion along the vertical axis or vertically upward direction. I have called this as equation 15. So equation 15 gives me the position. Now see, this is y, that is position along vertical axis at any time t. Okay, so equation 15 will give me the position of body at any time t along vertical axis, and especially when object is moving vertically upward. At that time we will get this equation of motion. Okay, so this is nothing but equation of motion. In up to this, in this lecture we have calculated equation of motion. First we have calculated equation of motion along horizontal, that is which axis? That is x axis. And second, this is our equation of motion along vertical, that is y axis. Okay, so these two things we have calculated. In next lecture we will calculate equation of path, then we will calculate the range of projectile, and very lastly we will calculate time of flight. These all things up to this lecture from our third to fourth, in our third and fourth lecture include first application of Newton's laws of motion, that is projectile motion. Okay, so this is all about the equation of motion along horizontal axis and along the vertical axis. Thank you.